Okay, so starting with the page that we were on, let's just delete everything and start fresh. Okay, so a quick way to select everything on your page is to hold down the Control key and press A. Control A, that selects everything, press delete, and it's all gone. Alright, so what I'm going to show you now is how to create a square and how to tessellate that square. So let's choose our rectangle tool, and over here on our grid, left click once, and we want a square that's 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters. Okay, you can color it however you like at this stage. I'm just going to leave mine as is. Alright, so what I want to do is tessellate that square. So I want to move it across the screen every 50 millimeters. Alright, so it needs to repeat every 50 millimeters. So if I choose my select tool and right click, then I have this option here to transform it. So transforming means I can move it, I can rotate it, reflect it, scale it, so zoom in and zoom out, and shear it. Alright, so I just want to move it. So I'm going to click move. Up comes my move box, and I want to tell the program how far to move it. So I'm going to move it horizontally first. So I'm going to move it 50 millimeters, and I don't want it to move vertically, so I don't want it to move up and down, so that's going to stay as 0. If I want to preview it just to check I'm doing the right thing, click preview, and it shows me where it's going to move it to. That's exactly what I want it to do, so I press copy. Okay, now here's the tricky part. Don't deselect that. Leave everything as it is. Hold down the control button and press D. That is the duplicate function, and that duplicates your last action. So I can continue to hold down control and press D again, and again, and again, and it will keep doing the same action. Alright, so that's enough. I've gone all the way across my screen. I'm now going to deselect, so I click on the blank part of the screen. Now with those squares, I want to tessellate down the page. So I'm going to select them, and I'm going to move them. So right click, transform, and move. As you get used to the program, you'll notice that there are shortcut keys. So the shortcut for move is Shift Control M. So if I hold down those buttons, the move box will come up. Alright, so let's try that. Select all your squares, hold down Shift Control, press M, and the move box comes up. Alright, I don't want to move it horizontally, so make that 0. I do want to move it vertically. I want to move it 50 vertically. Alright, click out of that and it shows you the preview of where it's going to move it to. That's exactly what I want, so I'm going to say copy. Use the duplicate button, Control D, and we duplicate our squares. Alright, so there I've got a really simple tessellation of squares. Done. If you want to make things a bit more complicated, let's just delete these boxes, come back to our original square. Alright, so think about some other tessellations that you could do. So I might want to just move it 50 to the right, so Shift Control M. Why didn't that work? Shift Control M. Okay, so I want to go 50 to the right, not up or down. And I want to copy. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Now I'm going to try something a little bit different. Instead of moving it down, instead of moving it just down 50, I'm going to, so Shift Control M, I'm going to move it down 50, but I'm also going to shift it to the right 25. Think about what effect that will have. Okay, let's have a look at what happens when we copy that. Alright, so it's just a slightly more interesting pattern. Then I can repeat that pattern by selecting all of those squares, Shift Control Move. Think about how far you have to move it now. So I don't want to move it sideways, that's 0. I don't want to move it 50 because then I'll be overlapping. I want to move it 100. Preview it. Okay, that's what I want. Alright, so I've created like this brickwork pattern. So another tessellation. Okay, we'll leave that there. You go and have a try yourself.